Hello, hello, and welcome to Arkadium's Daily Crossword Live. I am thrilled to be back. Good morning, Dee. How are you doing? Hey, Lucky. We got Amy here and Rhonda from the Pacific Northwest, Mike and Toddly Enough, and Lucky. Wow, everyone's here already. Larry and Kylie and Rand, what's up? And Letition as well, of course, and Scav saying hi too. I'm so glad to see that TikTok seems to be working after, hey, Hannah, after a weird glitch on Sunday, but I think we're back and up, and I'm super grateful to you all for bearing with us on Sunday, especially to Grace and Lucinda for staying on TikTok and ushering people to the other platforms. Hopefully we have a smooth stream today, and I see people already guessing one across, so why don't we introduce today's puzzle. We're going to be solving a crossword from the Stan Newman's Hard line of puzzles at Arkadium, and it's called Call the Question. It's by Stan the man himself, and let's figure out what he has in store for us. Pashi, hello. So one across soft touch. Lulu is saying gentle. B Browder and Lucky are saying caress. Yeah, and Clark is also saying caress. It does feel a little bit more accurate for the clue, I think, like a noun as opposed to an adjective, which gentle is. But let's check this little A, see if that helps at all. Hole maker. Hole maker. All right. Maybe we can do something with that. Yeah, it is quite cold here. I see you guys discussing the weather. I mean, everyone is sort of going through it right now, although I'm grateful I don't live in Boston anymore as Kylie. Yeah, the move from Boston to New York, you can actually feel it in these winter months. Douglas and Lucky and James are all saying an all. Okay, so but Barbara's saying ant. Like ants famously make ant holes, right? So I could see ant. Minnie is saying ace. I guess there's like an ace in the hole. And then other people are saying all, spelled like this, which is like a hole punch for leather. I feel like ant and all both kind of work. So one down. Sweet Pea, aloha to you. How you doing? And R. Ingram is guessing all. It's weird. Like TikTok unanimously is voting for AWL. And then Barbara is dissenting on Facebook, but I kind of think Barbara has a point. Thickness measurer. Thickness measurer. Ooh, this is good. Yeah. Pashi and Larry and Douglas and Lucky all saying caliper. I think that's going to fit. Caliper. Yeah, it's literally a tool that measures the thickness of things. Okay, where to? Everything is kind of long in this grid. It's sort of an arresting grid, visually speaking. Like, you don't see crosswords that look like this very much, and these kind of lonely island squares right here. A little strange. Magpie says, I come here to learn words. Is caliper new to you? That's totally fair, by the way. Yeah, Ben Summers knew it, though. Buck Rogers Blasters. Buck Rogers Blasters. So Buck Rogers, in my understanding, is like an old sci-fi hero. Hey, Jilly, how you doing? Oh, it's more all. Never heard all. Okay, fair enough. So I see a thousand Gar and Toddly Enough saying ray guns. Pashi agreeing on that. Someone else said something, had another idea which made sense. What was it? Rockets. Yeah, Semester saying rockets. We can't seem to agree. More people are voting ray guns. I don't really know enough about Buck Rogers to break this tie. Erstwhile knockouts. It's tough. It's not an easy section. Okay, James is recanting his guess of rockets and going with ray guns. So why don't we put it in and see if it does work for us? Maybe we need to check the crosses now, but let's see if we have any theories for 4 down first. Pashi's giving me the shrug, which is never a good sign. Hey, Kimberly, how you doing? So, erstwhile knockouts. It's just kind of a wide open section here. This grid almost feels stumpery. C-Spin Bow shared the live. Thank you. Wow, this is very clever. Actually, a very clever clue and very clever solvers. Scav and Amy and Ledition and Jessica saying ethers. which, if you don't know, was an old anesthesia. So knockouts, literally like knocking you out for surgery. Erstwhile being old and knockouts being anesthesia. It's tough. Rhonda says, I had ether as a child. Did you really? Like in a medical setting, someone used ether to put you out? Yeah, Be Browder asking for the cross. It is time for that. Although, just as I say that, everyone's coming in with guesses for this. Lucinda and Hannah and Kaylin and K-Dot all saying scone. I never would have gotten that, says Kitty Cat. Are you talking ethers? I had surgery at 4 years old. Wow. And they used ether. It's very interesting. Scab is already hungry for breakfast. Yeah, I blueberry scones from Starbucks do not sound so bad right now. Minius Mini and N. Clark getting scone, and Barbara and Smiley Seeks. Nice. Grace is here, and I think I saw Lucinda. Yeah, Lucinda's here as well. I don't know if you guys were here at the very beginning, but I was thanking you for all your help on Sunday. Lucinda and Grace were redirecting everybody from TikTok to other platforms because TikTok was just not working for me. But today it seems to be great. Harambe says, ether's what my surgeon barber uses on me. Oh, man. Times used to be different, huh? Colorado's Blank Mountains. I don't think I know this, actually. Ledition has a guess, but I don't really know how to... Yeah, Kylie's like, Wasatch, is that a thing? Amy doesn't know, Scab doesn't know. Ooh. Pashi's an East Coaster, I'm an East Coaster. I don't know my Colorado mountains. Harambe saying Sawatch. Oh, well, All was a leading contender for 2 down. Is it time for All? Spelled like this. Sawatch? Sort of hesitant to put things in if we're not confident. How confident are you, Harambe? Do you know this? Kaylin is agreeing. Okay, we'll put Sawatch in. Oh, and Ben Summers sees something at 14 across. Ooh, and 14 has a star. That means theme. Blatant publicity. And it's our first themer of the day. I could have sworn 17 was going to be our first themer. John says, hello, how do we do this weekend? I assume you're referring to the Wall Street Journal contest crossword, which I know you always ask me about. I'm struggling to remember what it was, but I did get it pretty quickly this week. What about you? Ballyhoo. Wow. Blatant publicity. Interesting. I normally think of ballyhoo as like general commotion or ado, but blatant publicity. Maybe it's like making commotion to get publicity, perhaps. But either way, Miniest Mini and N. Clark and Shania and Smiley Seeks are all getting ballyhoo. Oh yeah, second in command, John. It was a clever one. And how'd you do on it? Amy's never heard of ballyhoo. And Magpie's never heard of an all. So we're all learning today. Sashimi serving. Sashimi serving. Yeah, Jessica just answering with an emoji, which I always like. I'm just realizing that the letters in ahi are in sashimi. In order. There's half a crossword theme in there. Okay, I'm feeling better than I was a bit ago. Caliber and ray guns and Sawatch. I mean, it was kind of tough. Did someone... Harambe says Sawatch Mountains is where Sasquatch lives. I can't tell if you're just making a joke because Sawatch sounds like Sasquatch, but I definitely have the same association. Oh, and Negative Nancy is saying it could be ahi, uni, or ebi. It is a good point. Uni is what's it called? Sea urchin, if I'm getting that right, and ebi is shrimp. However, as I say that, Smiley Seeks and N. Clark and Shania and Kitty Cat are all saying barge for a freight carrier, so maybe it is ahi after all, but it was a good point. Sophia the bully? Are you just outing yourself as a bully? Epitome of aridity. This is fun to read. I recommend you saying this out loud. It just kind of feels good. Me and Lucinda and Amy are saying Sahara. Yeah, Sahara is a desert, so it is the epitome of aridity. Good stuff. Yeah, Jessica giving me the little Castaway Islands. And then B. Browder is basically finishing the rest of the section. So why don't we look at this? Is entitled to is under environmentalists, which is then under pure bliss. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. And we gotta, now I want to see the epitome of humidity. That's also a good rhyme. So 20 down is crab leg compliment, which I think is going to work out with what these look like. So multiple people telling me rapture is pure bliss. Greens, I guess environmentalists, maybe members of the Green Party, or less specifically just people who are into environmentalism might be called Greens. And then is entitled to. If you earn it, you're entitled to it. So here, compliment means like the full set. Crabs have 10 legs. Cool. Let's do 6 down. Center square for hurdle, 29. Lucinda, oh, you're saying 29 across? That's a good idea. And it actually is the last across 5-letter word in the puzzle. Oh no, 34 I guess is. But no, let's do it central. I like this. So we'll do 29 across for hurdle. And if that doesn't work, let's do 24 down as our backup. Smithy product. So Logician and Pashi and N. Clark and Smiley Six are saying shoe. So is this a smithy is any kind of craftsman? Someone, it's named should have put a ring on it. How you doing? 17 across is another star. Okay, so we have another themer going on. The millennials. I feel called out. I'm noticing a lot of new names in chat. If you don't follow us, do consider following us. We stream every single day at noon Eastern time. We solve a crossword and we play a game called Hurdle, and it's always a good time. If you don't follow us, you'll never see me again. Oh, nice. Oh, okay. I think we got a theme. I mean, obviously there's a theme answer, but I think Scav or someone and Jessica figured out what the theme is. Think about it for a second, if you haven't noticed it. The title of the puzzle is Call the Question, and so far we seem to have 2 starred clues. One is Ballyhoo, and one is Generation Y. Do these have anything in common that anyone can see? Allegedly, you're back. Missed you. Where you been? Sean, thank you for following us. Yeah, Ben Summers, I think you got it. Grace got it. Lucky got it. Sweet. It seems like we're ending our themers with questions, with the classic question. Ballyhoo sounds like WHO, who, and Generation Y sounds like WHY, the question. So I'm assuming that we're going to have some other entries ending in the sounds of questions. Banana Grass just followed us. Thank you very much. Yeah, homophones. So we actually had a puzzle very similar to this recently. Does anyone remember? Argentine article. This could actually be a few things. Yeah, Pashi's like, oh, now I get it. Yeah, see, Scav guessing uno. It could also be una. It could also be los or las, as B. Browder is saying. So RL looks a little weird. Maybe we'll just go elsewhere. Let's go up here. Yeah, Kate remembers. So, oh, I remember that one. Hoover Dam was one of the answers. I remember this because I learned that the Hoover Dam supplies power to LA, which I didn't know. So I think that one we were starting our phrases with these questions. Now we're ending them. Fair enough. Ralph in Spain. Hmm. Seems like we have several different guesses. Rafa? Yeah, I know they call Nadal Rafa, but that's Raphael, which is not necessarily the same as Ralph. I also see Jules is guessing Raul, and JF is agreeing on that. And then I think I saw even a third guess, Rafi. So, yeah, 7 down isn't going to do it, I'm afraid. I mean, 7 across. Let's do 7 down. What's red to rowdies? What's red to rowdies? So much Spanish, says Scav. Yeah, 21 across was also. Honestly, I prefer the Spanish to the French. Not the people, the language, the clues. This, I my French pronunciation is embarrassing, and so I prefer not to read these things out loud. Riot Act. It's a very interesting guess. Minnie and James and Larry and Froggy. What's red to rowdies? Smiley Seeks and Letitia and Sweet Pea. Okay. It means combating. C-Spin Bo is happy with Riot Act. Scav says New York Times is still the hardest crossword. However, Scav, I have to disagree when it comes to the themeless puzzles. The Saturday Stumper is definitely harder than the New York Times themeless puzzles. Would you agree on that? It means combating. Yeah, Grace is pointing out it depends on the day. Of course, that is definitely true. But even just as an average, I think the Saturday Stumper is significantly harder. I want to see if we would crush a Sunday New York Times. I think we would. Laura Callie is saying, and Clark are saying anti. That's a good idea. Yeah, combating, against. I'm happy with this. And we're not surprised to see RA at 7 across. Remember, Ralph, we were thinking Rafa, Rafi, Raul. So RA is checking out. Paji says, geez, I'm struggling with this puzzle. It is kind of tough. More than kind of. It's both the clues and the entries are tough. I mean, so watch is one of those things you either know it or you don't, and most of us didn't. Okay. Yeah, Mike, good point. A subscription is needed for the New York Times puzzle. You can't solve New York Times crossword unless you subscribe to their games. You know what doesn't need a subscription? Arkadium. You could play all their puzzles for free. You can subscribe if you want an ad-free experience, but you don't need to if you just want to solve the puzzles. Enlivened with Up. And New York Times puts out 1 puzzle a day, whereas Arkadium puts out like a bazillion last time I counted. Okay. Kylie's like, skip this one. So, zinged, I'm seeing. Ginned is interesting, like to gin up. Zinged up is actually not really a phrase, is it? Sophia's like, let's do 12 down. I agree, Sophia. I don't want to think about what 12 really is, what 12 across is. Shania says, my girlfriend plays the Arkadium games now. That's the spirit. Spread the love. Booger Scotch is like, you can count to a bazillion. Yeah, Booger Scotch. I was a math major, so I can count really high. Former UN head Anon, for example. Okay. I do the Arkadium puzzle on YouTube. It's 4 years old, but still fun. I wish I knew what you were referring to, but I don't think I do. What do you mean the Arkadium puzzle on YouTube? Yeah, Dad Not Dude is saying Kofi, which is what I like. Kofi Annan is the person's name, but that clearly can't be the answer here. So what are we talking about? Yeah, Pashi is spelling Kofi with extra letters to try to make it work. But can you recite the square root of pi? Shania asks me. All right, I'm busted. No, I can't. Not even close. Ghanaian, interesting. Good thinking. God, I was gonna need more for that. Lucinda, Raven, good point. Yeah, Froggy, Ghanaian. Ooh, and I like it works with ginned up, which was one of the guesses for enlivened. Yeah, a lot of interesting answers in this puzzle. Ginned up. Okay. I'm reasonably happy. Amy says, is it not Ghanaian, though? Oh, with it, you're saying there should be an extra letter in here? An A right here? Maybe someone can check the spelling. Cop, film, chase participant, often. Jeffrey, thanks for that heart. So allegedly pops in for a second to say hello and then disappears completely without a trace. Hot rod. Yeah. Hot rod is like a motorcycle, right? You'll see a hot rod in a chase scene. I could believe it. Shania saying hot dog, but I don't think hot dogs participate in chase scenes. Ooh, and Scav is nervous about this DDY. It does look awfully strange. What's happening? Is there an error? I can't tell. Ooh, Lucky looked it up. Both spellings are correct, Ghanaian and Ghanaian. So you can, the extra A wedged in between the N and the I, that's optional, it seems like. Thank you, Lucky. So this definitely calls for stress butter, says Harabi. Oh, Jim Winkle says hot car. Maybe, we are struggling in this section. Could hot car save us? Could that be the save we needed? Nice work, Jim Winkle. Hot car means a stolen car, which is definitely common in chase scenes as well. So that's pretty cool. And does that help with not hard to read? Allegedly says, I've been practicing my crosswords when I was away. I learned something new every day. I love to hear that, allegedly. Crosswords teach me something new every day, too. Yeah, everyone is pleased with hot car. It looks a lot better. Jim, you really corrected course here. You want to hear a hot take for a hot car? I think chase scenes in movies are often kind of boring. I don't think they're as exciting as they're supposed to be. Froggy and Lucinda and Kitty Cat are saying uncoded? Not hard to read. I guess if it's coded, it's hard to read. Okay, Jules says same. Good, I'm glad I'm not alone here. So it was Raul, which was a leading theory for 7 Across. So Ralph in Spain, I guess, is Raul. They're equivalent names. All right. Rhonda agrees. The chase lasts forever. Amy says it's fight scenes that I find really boring. Yeah, I hear that too. Should I get an uncoded? Nice. And Barbara get an uncoded? Yeah, every section of this crossword so far has come with some challenges. I'm actually surprised to hear Scav say that he thinks the New York Times crosswords are harder. I don't think they are. Mythical love of hero. Hero is capitalized. I think I might not be up enough on my mythology for this one, but everyone is saying the same thing. Jilly and B. Browder and Froggy Leander. Well, the DD and EE don't look amazing. NASA establisher. Okay. Yeah, Rhonda didn't know Leander, so I don't feel as bad anymore. Shortcake says, just curious, what was the clue for Ballyhoo? It was blatant publicity, which I kind of was surprised by. I thought Ballyhoo was just general commotion. So blatant publicity is a little more specific than I realized for Ballyhoo, but there it is. And Sydney says, have we chosen a spot for hurdle? If not, may I suggest 34 across? We have already. We chose 29 across, and our backup was going to be 24 down. They're just so central, this little plus sign. And I just noticed, since you brought this up, that N is a letter in our hurdle opener, and I'm pleased to see that because N's are common. Oh, I see. Scav and Vibrator and Larry are guessing DDE for Dwight D. Eisenhower established NASA. That's what we seem to be learning here. And it's valid to give just the initials of his name because NASA is an initialism. If you have an initialism in the clue, then you should expect the answer to be initials as well. Amy says, I can do the New York Times puzzles easier than the Stan Newman ones. I feel the same way. Part one's DDR, which would be fun. Dance Dance Revolution, I assume you're referring to? I used to tear it up at DDR. And by the way, Shortcake, if you are just tuning in, Ballyhoo is a theme answer. So the theme of this puzzle, we've realized, Ballyhoo and Generation Y, we're ending in question sounds. The title has something to do with questions. So this is who, this is why, so we're expecting like a what, where, when situation for the rest of the themers. Arkadium just perked up at DDR. Salon lineup, Sophie the Bully and Kitty Cat are saying dryers. Yeah, I can picture that. Pashy gotten that. And what do we have? Election ender. Oh, so this is like a suffix. An electioneer, I guess, is someone who takes part in an election. And then many profs are doctors. Yeah, professors have doctorates. Good stuff. Very good stuff. Oh, Froggy has given me a much more sophisticated definition for DDR. Apparently it's not just Dance Dance Revolution. Oh, Argentine article. So we weren't sure about this. It could be Los Las Uno Una. Una it was. Cool. Rhonda says, I don't get ear. I think ender just means a suffix. So an electioneer is, I think, either somebody who's running for a campaign or even just involved in a campaign. It's definitely a tough crossword entry. Large-scale work. I see. Good. Yeah, Pashy and Jilly and Sophia are saying epic and BB 2024. Yeah, like the Odyssey. Sorry, I just messed that up. Yeah, large-scale work as in a work of writing or a work of filmmaking, an epic. Bollywood Kita got epic. A lot of Bollywood films are pretty epic. Printed Gandhi portraiture. Printed Gandhi portraiture. So Kay, I think, had a guess for this even before I showed the clue. But yeah, Kylie and Douglas and B. Broad are all agreeing. Yeah, and Scav really explaining the clue. Rupees. So I guess rupee is the currency of India, and I guess Gandhi is printed on the money. Yeah, and Clark getting that. Nice work, Mo. Ooh, and we got an E in our hurdle opener from that. And an E here. Oh, man. It's like Christmas. I'm getting everything I want. Vrishna is on YouTube getting rupees. Froggy and Bollywood Kita and Pam are saying bleat. B. Browder says, what is a bleat? A bleat is a sound. Yeah, I thought it was a sound a sheep makes, which is what Scav is saying. It's like, you know, horses say neigh, or horses neigh, sheep's bleat. But apparently young cows do as well. Yeah, baby cows too, says Herding Lions. Arkadium saying, what does the fox say? Asking the real tough questions. I thought they bad. Yeah. How do I explain this? I think to bleat is to say bad. Princess Bride Pirate Portrayer. Ooh. Oh, and this was our backup hurdle, and it's not gonna work because this is a proper noun. Cara Ilwiz was in The Princess Bride and Saw, if anyone is into that. So it's gonna have to be 29 across, which is a themer. I didn't expect a 5-letter themer. Oh, and another proper noun. So this has never happened before, where our gamble for hurdle and our backup are both proper nouns. We cannot do this. We need to figure out another way. Is everyone talking about watching The Princess Bride? We should have a showing. So Amy is trying to course correct for 33 across. Okay, should we do 33 across? Sydney says, guess we got to go with my suggestion. Which one were you suggesting, Sydney? Roberta Jazzy, says Dad, not dude. Yeah, when in doubt, just go with Jazzy. Arwen, played by Liv Tyler. And notice it's when. So we have who, why, when so far. Very good. That works with our theme exactly as we wanted. And Shania is psyched to see Arwen in the grid. Yeah, and Grace wants Fuzzy for hurdle, which is almost as bad as Jazzy. No. I need real suggestions. Okay. And Herding Lion seems to have an issue with the accuracy of this clue, because Arwen's not a half-elf. I don't think I know enough about my Lord of the Rings lore for this. Any Jane Eyre character. Shortcake is saying British is too long. Plus, this is kind of a subtle point, but British is an adjective. And I think this clue is asking for a noun. And Bronte wrote Jane Eyre, but I don't understand how Bronte is a Jane Eyre character. Right? Yeah. So, yeah, Bronte's the author, exactly. So C-Spin Bow is saying Brits spelled like this, which is also something I haven't seen before. Sweet Pea is saying Britain, which actually makes sense. And Kitty Cat is asking for 33 across, which I think is a really good idea at this point. Clamorous comments. Sydney, did you answer me? Which one did you want to do? Oh, 38 across. Where's 38 across? I don't even see it. Or are you talking about 33 across? There is no 38 across. Oh, maybe 38 down. That's what you're talking about. Right here? Okay, fine. We'll do this for hurdle. 38 down. Because that's what Sydney wants. Clamorous comments. Or cries. Yeah, Jules and Rand and Froggy all giving me cries. Yeah, 38 down. We'll do it. Although leaving cries on the table is kind of sad. This would have been a good one. But Shania's in favor of 38 down. Rhonda's in favor of 38 down. Hey, Blake. We've already decided 38 down, Blake. You can't suggest Zizzle or whatever it is that you're always suggesting. Many high school seniors take them. Yeah, nice. Pashi and Logician and Mystic Tower all saying SATs. Seems good. Oh, although Brandy Klein is saying ACTs. And it fits better. Well, the T is the same either way. So why don't we look at this? ACTs is matched better. Hey, Kurt, how you doing? Amy Gal is like, what are ACTs? It's an alternative. It's a standardized test that American high schoolers take to get into college. I did not take them. I took the SATs. Yeah, and Shortcake is concerned about CS at 33 down, which I must agree. Targeting skill. Hmm. Yeah, Miniest Mini and Brandy Klein and Jilly like archery for this. Oh, a lot of people took ACTs. I think the SATs are more common, if I'm not mistaken. So archery and ACTs looks pretty reasonable. Maybe we'll do this. Sulu in the Star Trek reboot. Okay, I know we have some nerds in chat. Yeah, Delia Books is happy with archery. Archery is a cool entry. ACTs are more Midwestern, says Froggy. That checks out. Sydney says they're Southern. Yeah, so I mean, I'm from the Northeast, so maybe that's why. People in my high school did take the ACTs. It just wasn't that common. Lena Luna says my boyfriend would know this one. Is your boyfriend a Star Trek, a Trekkie? Okay, so Minnie now wants Britain for 27 down. Yeah, any Jane Eyre character. So I guess a Briton is someone from Britain. So that does work. And then people know this? Yeah, Shania knows this. Blake, we did sort out the theme. We have themers that end in questions. Ballyhoo, Generation Y, R when. And I'm expecting maybe a where and a what somewhere. Froggy knows John Cho played Sulu in the Star Trek reboot. I do remember this. John Cho was Harold and Kumar, same actor. Seals of approval. Ooh, and after this one, we're gonna look at 45 across because I smell a themer. And now that we know the concept here, I think we can do it. Yeah, Smiley Seek says Harold and Kumar go to Vulcan. So Lucinda and Jessica have the same guess for the seals of approval. Oof. Cachets. Oh, and Larry has a beautiful guess for 45 across without even seeing the clue. Oh, Larry, you crushed this. Oh, I'm so impressed. Clay Collectibles. Take a moment with it. I know Larry just put it out there. Yeah, Rhonda's like GG Larry locked. Very good stuff. Clay Collectibles. Sweet Pea's like, good job. Earthenware. Wow, how'd you spot that? We had like the EN in place, and there's like earthenware. I know earthenware when I see it. And of course, yeah, it's earthenware. We have to end in a question. Dead Not Dude is impressed. Dealey is impressed. James is impressed. Grace is impressed. Okay. Yeah, and Blake pointing out that 50 across, by symmetry, 50 across should be our last themer, because that's symmetric with 14 across. I think you're right, Blake. Gallery with a Liverpool locale. Okay, cool. Yeah, Froggy and Rhonda and Amy and Dad Not Dude all saying the Tate Gallery, which I thought was famously in London, but I guess they have multiple. Yeah, Minnie's Minnie getting that. Shania says they have a bunch of Star Trek stuff in the Tate. I don't know if you're trolling me or if that's true. Tate Modern is in London. But do they have a branch in Liverpool? I would hope so. Brief Vogue. Oh. Yeah, Ledition had a quick guess on this. Harambe too. Posh and B. Browder, everyone's piling in now. D. Fad. Okay, Lucky confirming they have a Tate Museum in Liverpool too. Lucky's been doing a lot of fact checking for us today, confirming the spelling of Ghanaian. Oh, we have a revealer. Oh, I was not expecting a revealer today. Homonym theme of the starred clues answers. Ah, okay. See you, Sweet Pea. See you soon, I hope. Okay, actually, people have different guesses for this. Because there's the 4Ws, the 5W. We're going to get 5. No, it can't be 4, because we already have 4, and I'm fully expecting one at 50 across. So yeah, I think 5Ws makes sense. And that's the thing, the 5Ws are the who, what, when, where, why. Yeah, herding lions, I don't think it's 4Ws. 5Ws is a thing. And we had such a similar theme recently, and I don't think we got a revealer on that one. Blank Eaton. Blank Eaton. Check 50, make sure it's 5. Okay. Well, I'll check 50 as soon as we polish off this section. Because if it's not 5Ws, then these crosses won't work, you know? But I've eaten, oops, like this. I've eaten. I've already eaten. None for me, thanks. That actually checks out, so far so good. Traveling through. Yeah, confirms 5, says Beep Router. I agree. I think 5Ws has got to be right. Kurt and Pashi and Bamabos saying, and Gil saying Via. Okay. Colombian Airline. Yeah, we have one more themer, Beep Router. Karen Carpenter getting Via and Clark. Kay says Aviator. Not sure about this. Yeah, who, what, when, where, why. So we're not going to get a how, I guess, because that's not one of the 5Ws. Aviatro does sound like an airline I've heard of. Avia Air. People don't seem to know. Avianca. Maybe we need something else. Old chap. Although now everyone is converging on Avianca. What in the world is 49 across? Oh, that's a good point. This AE is really concerning looking, isn't it? Caitlin Clark as of April 2024. Oh my god. This is a strange crossword entry. I think it's going to work, though. Yeah, Scav was concerned that this AE wasn't making any sense. It wasn't looking right. But I think this, yeah, Lucinda and Lena and JF saying WNBAer. So one who plays for the WNBA is a WNBAer, and Caitlin Clark, of course, plays for the WNBA. And that's working, I think, with... Yeah, that's working with all our theories. Oh, perfect, yeah. Oh, C-Spin Bo jumped platforms. But look at this. A terrier type affectionately and votes for. So people are saying Avianca and dear boy for old chap. So a Scottish terrier affectionately, they call him a Scotty. And then, oh, it's not votes for, it's votes for. I know that sounded the same, but the emphasis makes all the difference. Votes in favor are the ayes. Okay, I needed that little confirmation. Let's do 50 across without any knowledge, without any letters, and see if we can pull it out. Back to the Future power measure, and we were expecting it to end with the sound of a question. Delia says, I had a Scotty. Yeah, Smiley Seeks and Shania also got Scotty. And everyone knows this, and Scav giving me the question spelling too. Perfect. A gigawatt. Jules even knows how many gigawatts they needed in Back to the Future. Doesn't he say gigawatt? And then, I guess I don't really say, I say this differently. I say what and watt. Oh, WG is also kind of concerning. Boston producer of Nova. What are we doing for hurdle since R1 won't work? Arkadium asks. We're doing 38 down, we decided. And if that doesn't work, then we're not playing hurdle. Just kidding. We're definitely going to play hurdle. And I see a T at 38 down, and I'm happy to see it. I'm getting a lot of shrugs on this one. And I don't really know it either. Boston producer of Nova. Nova is like a science program. Pashi says it's WGBH. Those are just letters to me. B. Browder says WGBN. I'll believe anything anyone tells me at this point. Froggy also says N. Yeah, Scav is like, sure, that's kind of where I am. If that doesn't work, Blake chooses, says Lucky. So it's the PBS station. Should I take these out, or do people know this? I guess people know it? Okay. West Radio starts with W. But Kylie's like, I'm in Boston. No idea. I lived in Boston for a long time. I have no idea either. Number 3 in African population. Interesting. Oh, Mike is excited about this one. And B. Browder's not sure. Oh, how much punctuation can... Larry says, oh, some people will think it's H and some people think it's N here. But everyone thinks it's Cairo. Miniest Mini and Raven saying Cairo. So we're talking cities in Africa with the highest population. So Cairo's number 3. What does that make 1 and 2? Sturdy foot protection. Sturdy foot protection. Johannesburg. Well, not Morocco. We're talking cities, it seems. Oh, okay. B. Browder says Cairo's number 1. Uh-oh. Then maybe we have something wrong. I can't tell. I also can't tell. I'm getting several different guesses for this. Breeches, brogans, bracers. Uh-oh. Maybe I just pretend none of this happened and go to 41 down. Yeah, that's what Lucinda's asking for. A monster like Medusa. Okay, I think I know what this is. A monster like Medusa. Specifically like Medusa in the way that Medusa turns you to stone. Medusa petrifies you. Yeah, so do Gorgons. I don't really remember what Gorgons are, but I know this one thing about them, which is that they turn you to stone, right? Kellyanne and Nate and Mystic Tarot knew it. Somehow I feel like someone with the username Mystic Tarot knows all about Gorgons. Oh, Medusa's one of the Gorgons, says Froggy. Okay. Smiley Seeks and Minius, Mini New Gorgon, Ledition New Gorgon. Graduate's distinction. Okay, so we weren't sure if this was going to be an H or an N here, but now that I see 55 across, I think H is looking perfect. Yeah, Stephanie and Sydney and Pashi and Gracie all saying honors. Bamabo's happy with that. Good stuff. And have we figured this one out? Kay is saying brogues. Brogue is a type of shoe, yeah? Or am I letting you trick me? What's this though? Tolstoy topic. Oh, it can't be brogues. It doesn't work with 51 down. Yeah, Tolstoy, Kay, and Kylie are saying war. I mean, Tolstoy wrote War and Peace. So this is checking out. So who knows the sturdy foot protection? Scav is saying brogans. I think someone else earlier was saying brogans. We're putting that in. Mo likes brogans. Seems like a word for like a bro who likes Joe Rogan. A brogan. Jilly says it's perfect, so I trust Jilly. Yeah, Jessica's like, I guess I don't know shoes very well. Yeah, I think Brogan's new for me too. Try. Nice. Oh, we actually have multiple guesses. Most people are saying give a go, but Larry is saying have a go. And Larry, let's not forget, pulled out earthenware with like the EN only. So we best listen to him. Froggy says make a go. So time for 41 across, I think. Big lug. C-Spin wants have a go. Amy says have is better. I think I could sort of see it either way, frankly. Yeah, give it a go. Oh, you're saying give it a go? Okay, I'm really not sure. The nice thing about crosswords is there's kind of like always another clue to work on. Yeah, Rand and Mystic Tarot. And Ledition and Scav all saying galoot. A big galoot. A galoot is like an oaf. Okay, so have a go. Someone said make a go, but that seemed a little forced to me. So let's try have a go. Concealment. I like COV starting concealment. Yeah, and B. Browder pointing out it's really give a go doesn't make sense. It's give it a go. Whereas have a go is a standalone phrase, just like that. Oh, Rhonda's already seen that we have a double T in our hurdle opener. Not a good start. Not a good start. Jerry and... Okay, so Minnie is saying covered. But I think maybe concealment is a cover-up. Which are more both nouns. Coverage doesn't fit. A lot of people saying cover-up. Let's do that. Toaster's choice. Yeah, the puzzle's still putting up resistance all the way back here. So, oh, nice. Yeah, Pashi and Kurt and Mystic Tarot. I see a lot of tasty-looking emojis here. Ale, Kellyanne. Toaster as in someone giving a toast. They play the piano. They play the piano. Wouldn't be my choice for toasting, says Amy. Yeah, I feel like champagne is more the classic toasting beverage. James says hack. Hacks play the piano? Or is that an autocorrect? James is just slandering piano players. Karen Carpenter and N. Clark are saying hands, which I think works out. Yeah, your hands, literally. So we only have three. We have one across entry left. Oh no! Oh my God! Look at this! Wow, three different options for hurdle, and they all let us down. So we're gonna have to do it like we used to. Just democracy at its finest. We vote. I mean, first let's finish the puzzle. But late winter celebrity Jessica is telling me St. Pat. St. Patrick's Day is in late winter. So he's the celebrity that gets celebrated. Yeah, Sydney says we could do hands, but this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna vote, but we'll try to keep it on a word from the puzzle. And we have a couple options: cries, bleat, hands. Scone. Scone is actually gorgeous. Has reservations about. And 11th century invaders crossing. Degree for GWB. So George W. Bush has an MBA. Everything's looking great. The 11th century invaders are Normans. And then I'm going to put a B in here. Kellyanne already given me the drum roll. Are we going to get confetti? I think we're getting confetti. Putting it in. Nice. Excellent work, everybody. I liked this little theme. Ballyhoo, Generation Y, are when, earthenware, shout out Larry, and gigawatt are all the 5 W's. Nice little crossword. Well done. And I'm pulling up hurdle, but We're doing it like we used to, so vote for what you think we should open with, and I will go with the majority opinion, even if I think it's a bad idea. So Blake, start currying favor with your contingents now. Okay, this looks okay. Hopefully you can all see that. See most people voting for Bleat. I see some cries. Yeah, Miguel says scone. Harambe wants Jazzy. I forgot Earns was in the puzzle. Okay. So my personal preference is scone. I think it's the best of our options, but chat seems to want Bleat, so chat gets what chat wants. Here we go. Yeah, Amy Gal wants Yowza. And look at this. Wow, scone would have been so much worse. Turns out Bleat was the right choice. Well done. How'd you guys know? Lucky says Jazzy is always fun. Yeah, it's fun until we lose, Lucky. That's what people forget. Forget how painful it is to lose Hurdle. So what are we doing? Belch, Below, Belts, Bible. A lot of good options. Let's try Below. Ooh, I thought the green was just gonna keep running. I really did. Okay, it's not Below. I'm hesitant about belts because they tend not to do plural words like that in Hurdle. So if we can try to think of something else that's BEL but doesn't end in an S like that. Oh, Belly and Belch. They're both good. Belly and Belch. Let's try Belch. It was one of the earlier guesses. Bell too. Belle. Oh, and Belie. Oh my god, there are actually a lot of possibilities. Maybe I'm being too quick. Oh, can't be belts, no T. Good point, Froggy. Maybe we should actually consider a filler. I mean, I could try. I almost want to do Bell because it'll tell us about Belie and Belly. Although Herding Lion says it's probably not Bell. Warthog wants Belch. Okay. Let's try Belch. It was the leading. See, I was worried about this. Oh no. So it could still be Belie, Bell, and what was the other one? Belly. So I think we should do Bell. Go back to my original case. Kylie's saying we don't need fillers now, and it's true. If there are literally only those three possibilities, we don't need fillers, but I'm just not 100% that we didn't miss something, you know? Oh, it was Bell. It was Bell. All right, good work. Round one in the bag. And the B hit again. We get another B word. And yeah, I actually wasn't expecting Bell to be the answer. I just thought it would be the most informative. But yeah, Raven and Jessica are psyched and Herding Lions too. Okay. Pashi is saying boast, which I think is a lovely guess. Although we don't need to honor the B, you know. We could say roast. Why not get the extra information? Like boast isn't likely to be the correct answer, right? So we're just information gathering here. Let's do roast. And look at that, it was worth it. Yeah, Lily was in favor of going roast. So I'm trying to think, the R probably isn't here. RST is just a little too strange. Oh, although just as I say that, Kylie says burst, which I hadn't thought of. Burst. Everyone is saying burst. Wow. Oh, I forgot that it has to start with a B. I totally forgot that. That's the risk, I guess, when you go off script. But burst looks perfect. Oh, yeah. All right, let's keep up this momentum. Round 3. Do not lose focus. Central letter is a lock. Did I just scroll it out of bounds, or is it still visible? Whew. Okay. Lily likes the live. I'm too stressed. Moral. Yeah, Lucinda saying we could just guess piano. Jules says the visual is fine. Should we do something like piano? Or a do even? No, but a do has a U in it. Or do we want to honor? Okay, a lot more. Most people are guessing moral, so I'll do moral. Go with chat. We got a little info. Not the most info, but some. We need some vowels here. Maybe like blank A-R-E blank? Farce. Yeah, farce. That's the kind of word I'm looking for. I like that. Carve too. Okay, let's do this. Let's just see if that template is correct. It is not. So we got the E, but I'm surprised to learn the A is at the beginning of this word, but it's very informative. What is this actually? Ooh, I see one possibility. Yeah, it's exactly what everyone else is saying, which is good. Lena and Jessica and Larry. Everyone is saying agree, and I agree. Yeah? Oof, good. Good. Pretty solid round. We're on round 4 out of 5. And we got nothing to work with. Hurting lines and Rhonda celebrates. I don't know why. Lily, no, Uncle was not in the crossword. One of these days, Uncle's gonna show up and hurdle like Jazzy finally did that time. And I hope you're watching that day. Seeing point, spoil, lousy, tunic. Okay, why don't we do point? I just see a bunch of people guessing it. Okay. That's a good amount of information for 2 rounds. Mound. Mound puts the N in the wrong place, Lucky. That's the problem. Yeah, bonus is an interesting guess. Bunch. No, bunch. It has to. The second letter is an O. Lily. So let's try bonus. Ooh, very nice. I'm impressed. We kind of pulled that out of nowhere. Okay, if you're new to Hurdle, this is where things get wild because we only get 2 of our own guesses here. The first 4 guesses are supplied for us. We do have some information though, and we only get 2 possibilities. I really want to get this. So we know an O is in the second position, E is in the 4th, and there must be an R somewhere, which is, to my eye, is begging to go last. Yeah, something like poker, cover. The problem is there are so many words like that. So maybe we start aggregating those words. Yeah, we need a filler, Lucinda. I agree. Something that covers as many possibilities. Cower. Oh my God, there's so many possibilities. So Lily's suggesting pinch for filler. Pinch would get the P and the C, which is pretty good. I kind of want to throw a V in there. Can we get P, C, and V? Is there anything? Don't you think we should guess something with a V? Or am I wrong? Vowed? Privy? Pinch gets H? Oh no, what do I do? People are not agreeing. Chive or privy? This is the second time I'm seeing privy. Let's just consider it for a moment. The I is a bit of a waste. The Y doesn't do much. Yeah, it's just for the V and the P. It's not enough. We need 3. Voice. Is there anything that gets us 3 of the possibilities? Maybe pinch because hover we're considering. Maybe pinch was the best. Well, the final answer needs to have an R, but our filler, our guess right now doesn't need to have an R. We're trying to set ourselves up to win it on the last option. How are we feeling about pinch? Lucinda wants a Y for like foyer or something. All right, Kylie, chive. People prefer chive. All right, I gotta go. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people voting for chive. Let's do it. Let's do it and hope for some good info. Oh my god, that was brutal. Absolutely brutal. Yikes. I mean, don't despair yet. We might be able to pull off a miracle because it did rule out a lot, as good fillers are meant to. So, what are the possibilities? I forgot the W. Um, Power, poker, foyer. There are too many possibilities. All right, I changed my mind. We're screwed. All right, power or poker or dower. Power? Yeah. So people are guessing, but we might get lucky, says Arkadium. Cross your fingers, and let's just hope for the best. Either way, it was an honor serving with you all. Oh no! What was it? Foyer! And Lucinda, you were telling me you wanted a Y in place. Lucinda knew we were gonna lose. Oh my god. Never doubt Lucinda. That's my new mantra. I just keep forgetting it. Never doubt Lucinda. She's always right. Well done, everybody. Well done on the crossword. You know, you could have worked a little harder on the hurdle, frankly. But I always have fun solving these puzzles with you guys. Even when we lose, I have a good time. We stream every single day at noon Eastern time. So Amay will be with you tomorrow. I'll be back on Thursday. Join us and follow us if you don't already. It's the best way to keep in touch. And check out Arkadium.com. You could try to redeem yourself at Hurdle right now by playing more. And yeah, Lily's rolling her eyes at me. That was a hard one, though. Thank you. Kate says we still love you, Jack. That's what I needed, Kate. I need to pick me up. See you guys soon, I hope. Enjoy the rest of your